Thank you. Howdy, Ags.
Howdy.
It's certainly my pleasure to be here. I want to thank President Lofton for giving me this great opportunity, but now I know I'm not going to invite any president to the clubhouse ever again. When they announced that I was going to be the speaker tonight, I had several colleagues and friends who shot me a quick email or a text and said, congratulations, that's exciting, it's an honor, and I would immediately reply and say, I'm honored and I'm scared. And they would reply immediately back to me and say, I'd be scared too, I'd be terrified. I can't believe you said yes. So my first bit of advice to you tonight is when your friend tells you you're scared, tell them, hey, it's no big deal. You've got this. You're going to be great. It's really an honor for me to be here, and I know you're about to embark on a new stage of your life. And some of you are going to be put into leadership positions, and some of you will be starting at the bottom of the rung, working your way to the top. And every one of you will be facing tremendous challenges. Nobody gets away unscathed. And I know what you've learned here at A&M will prepare you for those challenges, that there will be times where you'll be uncomfortable. And I always talk to my team about we need to learn how to be comfortable being uncomfortable, meaning it's going to happen. You're going to feel uncomfortable. What are you going to do with that? Can you get comfortable with the idea that you're going to be facing some challenges? And our team, we continue to work on that all the time. But the biggest thing I say to my players relative to that is act like you've been here before, even if you haven't. Fake it till you make it. Have some confidence in yourself and what you're capable of doing and all the hard work and preparation that you've done to get yourself to this point. Learning with failure is going to be a challenge. Learning to fail and how to handle failure is going to be a challenge for you. I always say to our team, our success this season will be determined on how we handle our failures, because you will fail. In our game, we're set up for failure, so we're toast right off the bat. If you hit 300, you're considered a very good hitter. So that means 7 out of 10 times our players fail. And yet, we're a great team. So it's important for our players to understand what that feels like and that it's okay, and then they're going to step right back up and get it done the next time. And that's something you're going to learn as well. Speaking of kind of fake it till you make it and act like you've been there before, when I graduated from the University of Utah, I knew that I wanted to be a softball coach, but I didn't know if I was going to get an opportunity. So the head coach at South Carolina had been the assistant coach for me when I was playing at Utah. The Florida State head coach, Joanne Graff, called her and said, hey, we're looking for a pitching coach. Do you know of anybody? And this was in August, so school's about ready to start. So she's scraping the bottom of the barrel. And so Joanne Graff calls me and says, hey, I've heard a lot about you. You've been recommended for this position. We'd love for you to be our new pitching coach. What do you think about that? How do you feel about that? And I said, that's great. I'd love to. I'd love to be your pitching coach. I think I'll do a great job. And then I hung up and I wanted to throw up because I don't know anything about being a pitching coach. I played second base, and I was the one chirping at the pitcher to step up. Let's go. Throw a strike already. So I had to act like I've been there before. And what I did was I used my resources. So some of you will be getting opportunities that maybe aren't exactly tailored to your skill set, but what will you do with that? Will you use your resources, and will you prepare yourself for that one tremendous opportunity? I know that everybody fills roles in their life. That's what you do. You've been, right, the role of a student here. And now those roles are about to change. And it's really important for you to understand how to accept your role. What are you going to do with it? Understanding that it might not be exactly the role that you would choose. It's important for our team to be successful. We have to have role players. We have to understand our roles and do the most that we can with those roles. With our team, we have more role players than starters and more starters than stars. And it's critical that we have players who accept a challenge. And all of these things I'm talking about with my players and team, of course, I feel like they apply to you. That you're going to be in a situation where you want to be the star and you're a role player. And how are you going to manage that? I want to share with you a story about one of our players who understood her role and who she is to our team. And that's a freshman we had this last year, Aggieland. Callie comes to us from Montgomery, Texas, excited about her opportunity to be at Texas A&M and eager to get in the starting lineup. Works as hard as she can work, but she's got 2 or 3 players ahead of her, more seasoned, who are done faking it till they make it. They're actually doing it. And she's got to fight that battle. So, Callie, we get to our opening tournament at UCLA, a storied program, many national championships, and Callie's in the lineup in the first game, and she does a pretty good job, and she sits on the bench the next game. Next game, she's our DH, so she's in there again, and the next game, she sits on the bench. And this goes on for about 5 weeks, that Aggieland has success at the plate. She's even hitting home runs, and she takes her turn on the bench. And I look at Callie and how she handled that situation. Never once did she complain. She didn't feel sorry for herself. She did everything that she could to become a better player and did everything she could to make our team better. When we started the conference season, after 5 weeks, we sat down as a coaching staff and said, we got to get this right. This kid needs to be in our lineup every single day. Fast forward to the end of the year, Callie ends the season making first team All-SEC, hits 21 home runs for us, and is an All-American. That's someone who took a role that wasn't exactly what she wanted and grew it into what she became at the end of that season. I have great respect for her and for the way she handled that situation. We have another player named Allison Garrett. We call her AG. AG never started a game for us in her 3 years. She'll be a senior this year and most likely will not start a game for us in her senior year. She's clearly a role player. AG is also one of the most popular players on our team and someone whom I love, and I love coaching. If you ask Allison Garrett, what is your job? She's going to tell you, my job is to make Taryn Tyler better. Who's Taryn Tyler? Taryn Tyler's our starting shortstop. And who's her backup? Allison Garrett. She understands her role. Allison Garrett makes me a better coach, her teammates a better team, and Taryn Tyler a better shortstop. Are you willing to make the sacrifices that it's going to take for you to accomplish your goals? I know every one of you out there has an idea of what you want to do now with the rest of your life, or at least where you want to start. I hope you do. So what are you going to do with that? How hard are you going to work? Are you willing to fake it till you make it? Can you act like you've been there before? Can you do the hard work and settle in and say, this is worth it to me? I'm willing to pay the price. I want to tell you about another player of mine, a player who I love. Her name's Amber Garza. Amber Garza is a kid that will outwork everybody. She will always be the one in the cages getting herself ready to go and working hard to be successful. In fact, there are many days when I'll head out to go to lunch and I come back and there's Amber Garza in the cage by herself, methodically picking up a ball, putting it on a tee, hitting it to the back of the net. Picking up a ball, putting it on a tee, hitting it to the back of the net. So fast forward to, we are the 16th seed in the NCAA championship, and we're hosting. And we get to championship Sunday, and we're the undefeated team, and we're feeling good about ourselves. We get out there in the first game, and Amber Garza gets several opportunities to help us win a ball game at the plate. Instead, she goes 0 for 4. And our team doesn't rally, and we lose. So we go back into the clubhouse feeling dejected for sure, but my job is to go in and be their biggest fan, to get them back on the right track, And I spend maybe 2 minutes talking to my ball club about what are you going to do to get yourself ready right now. So I go in my office with my staff, we sit down, we make up the lineup, we come out, I'm ready to get our team together to do our lineup, and I can't find Garza. Where's Amber Garza? She's in the batting cage, picking up the ball, putting it on the tee, hitting it to the back of the net. She was in there for 10 minutes. What happened the next game? Amber Garza doesn't hit 1 but 2 home runs and leads us to the championship. That's the kind of player that understands what it takes to be great. And you have to understand what it takes for you to be great. What do you need to do to prepare yourself? Another player I want to tell you about, this isn't an Aggie, but she should have been an Aggie. Her name's Charmel Green, one of my all-time favorites. You know, it's funny, I got interviewed the other day, and the gentleman said, you know, Coach, you play favorites. And I said, I do, and he said, every player is your favorite. And I'm recognizing, I keep saying, I love this player, she's my favorite. So Charmel Green. Charmel Green played at the University of Utah. I got my first head coaching job after 2 years at Florida State, at Colorado State. And so we were in the same conference as Utah, and so I was coaching against Charmel, watching her play. So I got the opportunity to go back and coach at my alma mater. And at the time, I thought that was my dream job. I've since changed my mind. But so I take the job, and I'm excited to coach a player like Charmel. And I get on campus, and they tell me, oh, by the way, Charmel Green has quit the team. She didn't really like her experience here at Utah, and she's back home in San Diego. So my first recruiting job at Utah, and I think probably one of my best recruiting jobs, was to go get Charmel Green to come back to Utah and play for me. So I fly down there, it's 10 o'clock at night, she's just getting off her shift at the restaurant, and I sit down and I tell her all the reasons she needs to come back to the University of Utah and play. So she does come back, thankfully. It's the only reason we finished 24-23. So we had a winning season, just barely. So Charmel Green comes back, but what she does is play lights out. She's great. She hits home runs, she steals bases, she's a coach's dream. And she ends up making All-American. So we fly Charmel back to the College World Series so that she can accept her All-American award. She comes back, and I'm excited, and I say, how was it? What was it like? It was a great experience. The first thing she says to me is, Coach, it was great, but I'm not going back without my team next year. So sure enough, next year we have 4 freshmen in our lineup. They happen to play catcher, third, short, and second. I don't know if you know much about our sport, but that makes a coach really nervous. So we have our 4 freshmen, and Charmel Green's our leader. She's our captain. And we end up winning the conference. We go to the conference tournament. We have to win that to go postseason, to have a chance to go to the College World Series. We play the first game, starts at 6 o'clock at night. We're the undefeated team, and we go out, and we end up losing the first game in 31 innings. And Charmel Green is still leading the yells. We have to turn around, and 30 minutes later, we warm up our next pitcher. 30 minutes later, we get back out on the field. By now, of course, it's well into the night. We go out there, and we play the next game, and in the bottom of the 25th inning, we win. So you talk about some tired people. And we ate a lot of food from 7-Eleven when people were going on runs. So Charmel led our team. We win that 25-inning game. We come out of there, and ironically, we get sent to Aggieland. We get sent to Texas A&M to regional. And we're the underdog. And long story short, we come here and we win. And sure enough, about a year to the date, Charmel Green takes her team to the World Series with her. That is leadership. That's finding a way to know your strengths, to figure out a way to make the people around you better. And you're going to fill a lot of roles, and every one of them you should demand of yourself to make the people around you better. Not just yourself, but make the people around you better. When you do that, you will end up where you need to be. I want to finish by telling you what I learned in my first month in Aggieland. Now, I had no idea what I was getting into. So you can imagine my eyes were this big. So the first thing, people who are not cowboys will use the word howdy. If you walk on the grass at the MSC, a Corps guy will tackle you. A Corps member will be wearing bottle caps on his or her shoes, and no one will be able to explain why. It's not okay to make fun of Aggies until you've been here 17 years and you've turned into an Aggie. Getting an Aggie ring is a really big deal. You'll do something called a ring dunking, and it will make you sick. Your parents and relatives will be there to watch you get sick and somehow take great pride in your accomplishment. Someone in some remote town or country will notice your Aggie ring, and they will show you theirs. And lastly, somehow, somewhere, someone will call here for you at an Aggie muster. Now, I'm proud to be an Aggie, an adopted one, but an Aggie nonetheless. And I appreciate the opportunity I have to be here amongst greatness. This is one of the great universities in the world, not just our country. And I know that you understand that. This is your university. This is your team. You make up Aggieland. Don't be a stranger. I always tell our kids when they leave as seniors, don't be a stranger. This is your family. I expect you to come back, and I would expect you to do the same. And I'll remind you, there's a spirit can ne'er be told. It's the spirit of Aggieland.